New information tonight as police search for answers and suspects after the weekend discovery of 2 homicide victims just miles from each other. Plus, gunfire outside a Southwest Omaha club sends 2 young women to the hospital. Why the shooting scene proved all too familiar for police. And pink turns out to be much more than just a fashion statement, as thousands race for a cure in historic fashion.
KMTV Action 3 News Weekend starts now.
2 startling weekend discoveries just miles apart leave Omaha police searching for answers in the city's 36th and 37th homicides of the year. Tonight, we are learning new details about one of those victims. Good evening. I'm Kelly Bartnick. Kevin Boughton is off tonight. New at 10, police identified one of the victims as 31-year-old Teresa Longo. KMTV Action 3 News reporter Nick Starling joins us with the latest on both investigations. Nick.
Kelly, tonight I talked with some of Teresa's friends who were completely shocked at the news. Although they didn't want to go on camera, they tell me she was a good person and don't know why this would happen to her.
The deadly weekend started late Friday night with an anonymous tip leading to the discovery of Teresa Longo's body inside this home near 39th and Burdett. Friends tell Action 3 News Longo was a caring person who would do anything she could to help people, especially her daughter. Longo had only recently celebrated her 31st birthday. Just a couple miles away, police found 54-year-old Roy Jennings dead inside this house near 35th and Fort. That discovery came just after noon on Saturday. Police are releasing few details but are saying they're investigating Jennings' death as a homicide. Neighbors I talked to say they didn't know him or what happened to him. In both cases, the victims were found inside of houses. Again, Omaha police need your help with any information on these homicides. If your tip leads to an arrest, there's a $25,000 cash reward.
Now there's a prayer walk for both Teresa and Roy tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. at 2210 North 39th Street and 6 p.m. at 5309 North 35th Street. We'll have all that information on KMTV.com. Reporting live, Nick Starling, KMTV Action 3 News.
Thanks, Nick. The house where police found Teresa Longo's body was also the focus of a murder investigation nearly 2 years ago. Crime Lab investigators combed through Delbert Fremont Jr.'s house near 39th and Burdett in December 2013. Washington County deputies found his body in a ravine. John Moniz is serving a 20 to 40-year prison sentence for killing and dismembering his girlfriend's father. Gunfire near the scene of a fatal shooting in December 2013 sends 2 women to area hospitals. Police were called to a shooting in the area of 108th and Q around 1:15 Sunday morning, but didn't find any victims. A short time later, officers found 22-year-old Tiara Williams near 99th and Q. Police say she gave them little information and went to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Around the same time, police say 23-year-old Talasia Tanner showed up at another hospital with a graze wound. Witnesses described the gunman as a heavy-set black male wearing a multicolored shirt. That's the same area where gunfire killed Janae Hayden. In December of 2013, somebody shot and killed Hayden outside the Passion Lounge at 108th and Q. Police still have not arrested a murder suspect. In May, Hayden's family put up a billboard near 108th and L, hoping for tips in the case.
Now, your Weather Alert First Forecast.
Well, we've got a pretty good week of weather headed our way. It's been a nice weekend, no question about that. We'll try to make it so you can leave that jacket at home as the days go on. We'll keep Threat Tracker in the green Monday through Wednesday, warming up a little bit. The rest of the story is there's some rain on the horizon as well. We'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
Hurricane Joaquin stayed off the Atlantic coast, but the storm is still bringing historical flooding. The storm is blamed for 6 weather-related deaths across the eastern seaboard. 3 are in South Carolina, where high water forced authorities to close all interstate highways around Columbia. That's in addition to more than 200 roads and 40 bridges shut down across the state.
We haven't seen this level of rain in the Low Country in 1,000 years. That's how big this is.
South Carolina's governor is asking those living in Columbia to remain in their homes at least through tomorrow. To campaign 2016 coverage now, new polls show Donald Trump's lead may be shrinking in Iowa. The NBC Wall Street Journal poll shows Donald Trump at 24%, holding a 5% lead over Ben Carson. Carly Fiorina is third with 8%, up 3% in the past month, just ahead of Jeb Bush. Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, and Bobby Jindal are tied for fifth with 6%. On the Democratic side, the poll shows Hillary Clinton's lead is also slipping. The poll shows her with 33%, down 5% from last month. Her lead over Bernie Sanders dropped from 11 to 5%, and Joe Biden, who's still not a declared candidate, moves up to 22%. You can find out when the candidates will be stopping in our area at our website, KMTV.com. It's a superhero event for a hero who couldn't kick cancer. Superheroes dressed up for Maddie, the Omaha 4-year-old who died last month of a rare form of cancer. Today's benefit raised money to help Maddie's family pay medical and funeral expenses.
They are the superheroes that wash the windows for the Children's Hospital, and we reached out to them to be the star of our event today because Maddie was our superhero. And so that's why we asked them to come and join us today, and they're volunteering their time today.
You can still donate. Maddie's family has set up a GoFundMe page for donations. Thousands hit the road to take a stand against breast cancer. This year's Race for the Cure proved to be the first in two ways. It's the first one without the woman who brought it to Nebraska, and it's the first ever event hosted at UNO's Baxter Arena. Shannon Wilson caught up with the runners as they tried to make a difference in the fight against breast cancer.
Maddie, who are you walking for today?
My mom.
Sister, and I'm walking for her.
Very good. I'm walking for my mother, my grandmother, my sister, my aunt, and myself, and 6 cousins.
They all walked for the same cause, fighting breast cancer.
This event is really all about celebration.
The Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure took over Exarban Village at dawn on Sunday. The goal? Walk or run in honor of those who fought, those now fighting it, and those who have lost their battle to breast cancer.
I had a cousin who's been diagnosed. I've lost close friends from breast cancer, so it's very personal for me.
It's a cause that touches both families and businesses.
We got a little company, only has 50 people. We have 6 survivors.
This year, though, is the race's first without its founder. Kate Sommers lost her battle to breast cancer in July of 2015.
Breast cancer did not define her, but it was her call to action.
Sommer helped start the Susan G. Komen chapter in Nebraska and organized Omaha's first Race for the Cure 20 years ago.
In this race, we honor Kate's memory.
This year's Race for the Cure also marks another milestone. It's the first event at UNO's Baxter Arena.
A lot closer together this year, but it feels like a bigger party and a bigger celebration.
The new location, which included free parking all around the arena, provided to be a hit with some runners.
Love the area here at Exarban Village. Parking was very easy, the access, it's a great venue.
But even with the new location, the focus remains the same.
I lost a grandmother, and it touches home. Let's do this. Let's get rid of it. Let's find a cure.
Shannon Wilson, KMTV Action 3 News.
10,000 people hit the pavement at this year's race. KMTV Action 3 News and our Scripps radio partners proudly sponsored the race again this year. Take a look. Here's some of our photo of our anchor team there at the race this morning. Here they are with Mary Nelson. They were but a few of the thousands there this morning. If you have shots of today's race you'd like to add, just post them on our Facebook page or email them to icontribute@kmtv.com. And how's this for another first? UNO tweeted out this short video tonight of the Mavs' first hockey practice on the new ice. The arena has been busy ahead of the opening, holding a flush-off just this week to make sure all the mechanicals are ready. UNO holds a Maverick kickoff arena event at the arena this Wednesday. The Mavs plan to kick off their season October 23rd against Air Force. An Omaha woman is turning to others' unwanted food into a hot meal for people who need it the most. Next, feeding the 5,000 takes over the riverfront. And a big boom turns an Iowa landmark into history. The explosion's next.
Well, you may not need that morning jacket to fight off the chill, but you may need it for some waterproofing this week. More on that after the break.
This week on The Morning Blend, he tackled obesity with a walk across Japan. Meet the Straw Hat backpacker and find out where he's going next.
Plus, money-saving expert Elizabeth Leamy on ways to score free gift cards for the holidays.
Join us weekdays at 9.
This is the Ford F-150, the only pickup with a high-strength military-grade aluminum alloy body bolted to a high-strength steel frame. It's also a wake-up call for every full-size pickup in its class. No body rust, most towing, best payload, highest gas mileage. Yeah, it's a whole new day. Because in the truck game, it's either the aluminum age or the stone age. Cock-a-doodle-doo, pal. This is the Ford F-150, and every other truck is history.
I don't believe you.
No way.
How's that possible?
That's crazy.
I don't believe you.
I find that really hard to believe.
I don't know about that.
No way.
2 pairs of glasses for $69.95 with a free eye exam.
I paid way too much.
It's true. At America's Best, we've been selling quality eyewear at low prices for 35 years. Call 1-800-2-PAIR or visit americasbest.com today.
The Honda for You sales event is happening now, and you could get a great deal on a 2015 Honda Accord. The Accord is the best-selling midsize car in America, which makes sense because it's also the best value. And the Accord is loaded with standard features. So hurry into your Honda dealer today, and you could get a great deal on a 2015 Accord during the Honda for You sales event.
In the West, we do things a little differently. Our commutes are a bit more fun. Farm to table is a shorter trip. And the gym is optional. Out here, we're not just on the lookout for new, better ways to do things. We actually create them. Like a new way to securely pay bills with the tap of our finger. We call it Scan to Pay. It's a better way to pay bills. And it's another reason to go West. Bank of the West.
Omaha. Thanks for watching KMTV-TV.
In just seconds, a downtown Des Moines landmark is reduced to rubble. Hundreds showed up to watch as crews imploded the city's old YMCA building. It took about 100 pounds of dynamite to bring down the 8-story building. It was built in 1957, but sat vacant since January. It's one of several older buildings being demolished to make way for high-rise apartments, hotels, and corporate offices. An Omaha woman is taking on hunger 1 loaf of bread at a time, feeding literally thousands of people with food that might otherwise go unused. KMTV reporter, Action 3 News reporter Rebecca Ray tells us how dozens of businesses help with that effort.
Quick Trip, Hy-Vee each offer a very different shopping experience, but each have this woman in common.
It's Beth Ostick-Smith.
5 days a week, Beth, the founder of Saving Grace Food Rescue, assembles her team to travel to 18 local food vendors, picking up perishable foods that are near their expiration date.
And then we match that food to local nonprofits, and we deliver it that afternoon free of charge.
So instead of wasting tons of food annually, Beth is feeding thousands of people she's never met.
I've been homeless for a while right now.
Like Gardner, he calls various shelters his home.
You know what, sometimes I go eat out the dumpsters, Popeye's dumpsters and KFC dumpsters. I don't like to do that, but I gotta do what I gotta do, because you know what? I'd rather go to the dumpster and beg than steal.
Today, none of that is necessary.
I'm homeless, but I still love the Lord, and I thank you for this food.
The nonprofit just celebrated 2 years in operation and is ready to expand.
I work at a school, and I see so much food get wasted every day, and it just makes me want to cry.
Beth's next goal is to take her food rescue to schools.
But when you think about all the cafeterias around, corporate, hospitals, school cafeterias, and all the caterers, we're just getting started.
That was Rebecca Ray reporting. Many of you have called or emailed asking where KMTV morning anchor Deanne Brink has been. Deanne will be back in the morning tomorrow. She was injured a few weeks ago after a fall and has been recovering. She shared these photos on your screen here of her going through physical therapy. She wants to thank all the viewers for their well wishes and for their support. and I'm sure that she will do that tomorrow, John.
Yeah, it's going to be great to have her back as well. She's gone through quite an ordeal there, and I know that Deanne likes warm weather, so we're going to try to accommodate her this week.
So this one's for Deanne.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Looks like a bit of a warm-up on the way. But first, let our thoughts go out to our friends out there in South Carolina. Many of you may have some friends, family, and business interests out there, and boy, I tell you what, this is a catastrophic flood event. Here we take a look at the Joaquin, which is way out near Bermuda, but it is still sending some moisture-laden air toward the Carolinas, still feeding that the rain out there. Notice most of us to the northeast, however, that's not good news for Charleston. Now, as far as today goes, most of the activity, and look at that fire hose of rain. This is the past 12 hours, streaming up toward Columbia. Myrtle Beach affected more so. Yesterday it was Charleston, but now that rain is settling a little bit farther to the south. Charleston can't handle much more than that. And I tell you what, the pictures say 1,000 words. Unfortunately, this is all too common near Ellery, South Carolina. Look at that. The road just completely washed out. They're telling folks, don't trust any of the roads. This is just off the charts. The yellows indicate rain over a foot, and look how widespread it is. Charleston have all sorts of records, 11.5 inches of one day yesterday, and nearly 15 inches, probably pretty close to that now. Some locations may see as much as 18 inches of rain out there in South Carolina. Meanwhile, back here where it's much more tranquil, we've got some stars shining out there, a few high clouds, 52 degrees, southeast winds at 9 miles per hour. Temperatures upper 50s at Fremont, 55 in Lincoln, a little cooler across the river at Red Oak and over toward Atlantic. As we look at the highs today, it turned out to be a gorgeous day for the race this morning. Afternoon temperature 67 degrees in Omaha, most locations in the mid 60s, and again a little cooler on the other side of the river and also up around Norfolk. Well, the clouds thinned out some. We still have some high and a few mid-level clouds streaming up toward the metro area. A few breaks for the time being, but they'll fill back in as we head toward tomorrow. A little disturbance also could produce a sprinkle or maybe a shower or two in extreme southeast Nebraska, but as we look through the morning hours, it should be a pretty decent day temperature-wise. If you have those errands to run for lunchtime, over your lunch break, it'll be around 61 degrees. Notice the skies, though, still some mid-high-level clouds mixing with a little sunshine for tomorrow. And we expect it to be a little bit warmer as we climb into the upper 60s by around 3 o'clock, by the time you let the kids out of school, and maybe make a run at 70 degrees. For the low, 48 degrees, so high clouds, light winds later on tonight. And then for tomorrow, near 70 for the high with light southeasterly winds. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. We talked about a warm-up, not quite that morning chill anymore. We'll be warming back into the upper 50s to start the day by Wednesday and maybe flirting with 80 degrees by Wednesday. We'll see. There's going to be some clouds, but as we head into Wednesday night, looks like some rain on the way. And that will probably be late evening hours across Wednesday night and into Thursday morning. Doesn't look like it's going to be too widespread. Could pick up a couple of tenths of an inch, and then it'll be out of here by Thursday night. And then we look ahead toward the weekend, and it's looking pretty nice for the game. Tomorrow, during the weekend, we'll warm back into the upper 70s. Our weather kid tonight, Tyler, age 12. He's got his goggles on, expecting some sun tomorrow, 48 degrees to start the day.
We'll look forward to that. Can the Huskers bounce back after another last-minute loss again in Illinois? Garrett is in next to tell us how the team plans to bounce back after its crushing defeat.
This month, just sign and go at Ashley Ford with no money down and zero do-it signing on Escape, Edge, Explorer, and F-150. Drive a 2016 Escape for just $259 a month or the all-new F-150 for only $299 per month. Just sign and go at Omaha's Ford leader, Ashley Ford or ashleyford.com.
What's up? Feeding my water softener again. You should get Culligan water, man.
My Culligan system is the world's most efficient water softener. It's 46% more efficient than your old softener. Hey, Culligan man.
Nice.
A lot has happened since we opened our doors in 2002. Through it all, we've continued to provide you with the best prices in town on gas and things you buy every day, as well as help you save on your cell phones, cell phone service, and accessories. Because our goal has always been, and always will be, to provide you and your family with the type of service you can only get in the Midwest, while saving you money each and every day. Mega Saver, the lowest prices in the metro.
Welcome back to the game. The #1 ranked Service One team versus all household repairs.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Service One.
Brent Mandaracchio, journeyman plumber, 9 years.
Larry Miller, heating and air conditioning, 13 years.
Craig Easley, appliance service, 18 years.
Steve Battaglia, journeyman electrician, 27 years.
The advantage is definitely with the Service One team. One call and it's game over.
Don't let home repairs sideline you. Get in the game with Service One. One simple solution. Go to serviceone.com for a game day special.
This is the game we like to call Follow the Leader. With best fuel economy, best towing, best torque, best payload, and with more people driving Ram trucks than ever before, we've built quite the following. Get a great deal on the best trucks during Ram Truck Month.
Need a new water softener?
I'm on it.
Dude, don't do it yourself.
No?
No. Leave it to the experts. Just say, hey, Culligan man.
Save salt, energy, and water with a $39.95 water softener. Inspect and check on any brand.
South Omaha. Thanks for watching KMTV-3. Now, Action 3 Sports.
I'm pretty sure there's a glitch in the matrix that our robot overlords need to correct because I'm getting a serious sense of deja vu from this Husker season. Stop me if you've heard this before. Huskers play good for a portion of the game. Weird things happen and the game is close at the end. Nebraska's pass coverage breaks down. Nebraska loses a heartbreaker. That's already happened 3 times. How are the college football scriptwriters already recycling plots? Although in fairness to them, they did dig deep into the archives to come up with the seasonal arc. This is Nebraska's first 2-3 start since 1959. It's never a good sign when the coach ends the game staring at the field like you would stare into the abyss, but the season does not end after 5 games. And the players know they'll have to shake off this most recent setback if they hope to move forward.
It's a long season. You know, it didn't exactly go how we wanted to and started off, but you know, we got to come together, play for each other, play for these coaches. You know, we'll be all right.
I think the key to come back from something like this is you have to be even keel. You know, our goal wasn't to beat Illinois, you know, or beat any certain team. You know, the goal is to be the best team you can be. So, you know, for us, the process continues.
Keep our heads up, keep working, and that's really all we can do. Just go into next week ready, as prepared as we can.
It wasn't all bad for Big Red. They might have found an answer at tailback. Freshman Divine Ezigbo showed good burst, vision, and getting 7 carries for 70 yards and a touchdown in Nebraska's loss wasn't bad. After the game, he was excited about scoring, but he obviously wished the overall result was a bit different.
It was cool, you know, scoring happens. You know, a lot of people on this team score, so it's something, you know, we try to be accustomed to. But, you know, losing is something you never get used to, so that's definitely outweighing our life.
Bengals hosting the Chiefs, who are looking to avoid a 1-3 start. Early on, former Husker gets involved for Cincy. Andy Dalton finds Rex Burkhead for 27 yards. Could have been more, but he barely steps out. The drive would result in a touchdown. Chiefs tried to keep up with field goals. Lots and lots of field goals. Cairo Santos banged home 7 of them, which is a club record. But it's never a good idea to try to match field goals with touchdowns. The math doesn't really work out. Dalton airing it out to Brandon Tate. 55-yard touchdown here. Bengals send KC to 1-3 with a 36-21 win. Big day for former Husker running backs. Roy Halou, he got into the end zone for the Raiders with a 9-yard catch and run. But in the end, the Bears would win the game 22-20 thanks to a solid day from Jake Cutler. And our Bank of the West play of the day comes from the Creighton women's soccer game. Watch Lauren Sullivan. She's going to control the pass. Then she's going to go outside foot to the far post from a ridiculous angle. That was one of just 2 goals on the day for her to help the Jays get their first Big East win this season.
So it turns out that if you're a former Husker, you have a good day.
Yeah, this is a good day to not be a current Husker running back, but be a former Husker running back.
Well, yeah, I can guarantee you'll have a lot of calls tonight.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, we'll be right back with weather.
Sleep. Remember when it welcomed you like a friend?
Then it became more elusive. But why? When you have insomnia, it may affect the wake neurotransmitters in your brain, disrupting your wake and sleep messages. Belsomra is a prescription medicine for adults who have trouble falling or staying asleep. Belsomra is thought to help turn down wake messages by targeting and inhibiting the action of orexin, a neurotransmitter that plays a central role in sending wake messages. Only Belsomra works this way.
Do not take Belsomra if you have narcolepsy. When taking Belsomra, don't drive or operate heavy machinery until you feel fully awake. Walking, eating, driving, or engaging in other activities while asleep without remembering it the next day have been reported. Belsomra should not be taken together with alcohol. Abnormal behaviors may include aggressiveness, confusion, agitation, or hallucinations. The temporary inability to move while falling asleep or waking up and temporary leg weakness have also been reported. In depressed patients, worsening depression, including risk of suicide, may occur. Alcohol may increase these risks. Side effects include next-day drowsiness.
Sleep. Ask your doctor about Belsomra.
What's going on?
I went to the Taste of Italy event at Baker's. All those delicious Italian recipes and meal ideas got me inspired.
Buon appetito.
Now at the Taste of Italy event, savor world flavor.
Right now at your neighborhood Baker's, take home fresh Heritage Farm boneless chicken breasts. They're just $1.88 a pound.
Looks like the Martins were inspired too.
Great food, low prices at Baker's.
When time to get sick isn't on your schedule, call us 7 days a week for an appointment before bedtime.
Good night.
Boys Town Same Day Pediatrics.
Steel, a brand built on power. And the Americans who use it, build it, and sell it. Right now, steel blowers start at just $149.95 and get the powerful MS-250 chainsaw for only $299.95. Real people, steel people. Join us. Visit steeldealers.com.
Introducing the Nebraska Furniture Mart Wayfinder app. You can search for products and get turn-by-turn directions to the item that you're looking for. Shop, locate, scan, and save. Download the NFM Wayfinder app now in the App Store or on Google Play.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Sound Off is next, so get the phones ready.
Yeah, should be a lot of fun.